Hello YouTube friends, it's -6 outside. Earlier was -8 in my area, and that causes the brain to constrict some blood vessel and cause me to say some dumb stuff. So what I'm expressing here is my personal opinion from my personal reality. So I will never post something claiming this is the truth. If you go on different videos, especially religious leaders' videos, they tell you this is the way John said, this is the way Jesus spoke, this is the way. We don't know. They say because someone wrote something in the book based on their perspective, the book was altered, was passed on, then these guys came up with some interpretation of a book which was written from a story or from a number of stories. So that's Bible, that's Quran. So the book contained the truth, but is altered through people's minds. If those people were agents of God with pure heart, like no altered heart by evil, yes, they would find the truth. But all these prophets and pastors and priests and all those things, they are touched by evil. That's the nature of humans on earth. So when I say something could be altered by evil, that shaped my thinking, my reality, my emotions, my mindset. So don't pay attention to what I'm saying, just for entertainment purposes. So Jesus probably was one who brought the truth, because he appeared to be, that's my opinion according to his words, he appeared to me that was really clean soul. I don't know what was the truth. I'll share some perspective about Moses and other things from the Bible. From my perspective, is not the truth, and you don't have to like it, you don't have to subscribe it, you don't have to agree with me. It's just a personal opinion because of the, like I said, it's cold outside, and this coffee, yeah, that's it. It's like a Costco coffee, which probably was at some point tainted by evil, because people working in a coffee field also are not very wealthy, so they do sin, and their information, their energy can alter the coffee. You know what I'm talking about. Now let's talk about the tree of life, the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, the book of life. These terms that are being used sometimes. Don't eat from the tree of knowledge. If you think of what's life, what's your sense, like how you experience life through the five senses and what the five senses are made of. I posted the videos like that long time ago. Five senses made of atoms, which are made of energy, and this energy is program, is data, is information. But for us, from the scientific perspective, data means like information, zeros, ones, in case you use computers, or if you use quantum computers, it's different type of states of data, different information. But it's information. It's like okay, this is an atom, has properties, it moves around, this weight or this mass, this acceleration, this speed, the gravity, or all this are properties which are information. And information comes, from our perspective, from either created by an artificial intelligence or a natural intelligence. And what's natural? What's natural for us could be an artificial intelligence for a creator, or from an alien perspective, yeah, it could be an artificial intelligence. A god, a creator, could be an entity outside of our world, could be seen as an artificial intelligence, could be just an AI machine somewhere into a super powerful network on a planet that we cannot see because we are inside of a system and we see different made up planets. Maybe there are no planets outside the system we reside in, so we can't say. There is this simulation theory going around. There is this Matrix theory, this Matrix movies. All sorts of people tried to explain. I'll tell you my opinion. Hey, what's love? What's love? What's an emotion? What's a state or what's a feeling? We were creating with this existential experiences. Almost every person you talk to is seeking happiness. And what's happiness? It's a state, it's a feeling, it's a complex feel that makes you kind of chase it and makes you want it, makes you want to experience it, makes you want to achieve it, because you know pain. So you just want something. You want something that is opposite from pain. You run away from pain. So the programmer, the God or the aliens, programmed the pain so you can chase something better. And they gave you the programming to feel a contrast. Otherwise, if you don't have the program, the idea that pain, it's something that it's unpleasant and you can escape from it towards something, then you would just leave the pain. You would not know, you just experience pain, but if you never had the program, the idea, the concept that you can get something better, but the thing is, they programmed you, or he, the God, programmed you with something better. Because he experienced something better. So this God experienced something better. And he knew, that's why he had the idea, the information, how to program you to seek that better feeling. So yeah, I can touch the idea of the soul coming from God, where soul experience only love, only happiness, only good. And now, in the world of some pain, for some people more, or some people less, we kind of know, we have an idea somewhere in our database that we have to seek something better. Like I said, otherwise the program could leave you in suffering the whole time. And one of the programs that helps people to keep seeking, keep looking, is called hope. Hope is a program. Did I say something stupid? Yep. If you're a religious person, sorry, bye-bye. It's not for you. This is a video for those who want to navigate, explore, and have the courage to explore rabbit holes of the mind. Rabbit holes of the mind, but you have to be a little bit strong, otherwise you can go wee and end up into some depressive state and hospitals and stuff. If you're not strong enough, don't dig. And where God says don't. Now I've touched that. The tree of knowledge. So if you start seeking, start digging, because you have the ability. So in your programming, everyone has that. And we just were programmed as human beings, at the mind level, at the thinking level. We programmed to stay within certain limits. So parents can program some limits. Oh, don't touch that, don't do that, don't try that. Okay, so that's a programming. They tell you, and if you don't listen, there are consequences. Okay. I'm in traffic. Good thing that sometimes I have to wait. So these people, in my case, my parents kind of try to restrict my curiosity, because I would get in trouble, and I got in trouble even with cops. I got a good beating at some point. Like my curiosity got me into trouble with the local cop who put me in line with the other kids and brought the baton. It is some sort of a rod, a rubber rod with a steel rod inside, the ones that was used by the cops to beat the ones who were not obeying the law, the troublemakers. And he gave us this baton long. He tried, and he said, "Yeah, try in your palm." So we were really scared. Then he called our parents. He said, "Send some people out." Yeah, call their parents. His parents. So my dad picked me up, took me at the river, so nobody could hear. So at the river, which was like a couple of hundred away from people's houses and where people live, so nobody could hear. So I got some good spanking. Yeah, so they tried to program me in their way, but I think I was a little bit more than they expected. And I'm told by some psychics, sometimes I have this curiosity to see what the psychics see, what they sense. Because there is data that we can sense with our limitation, with our limited five senses, and there are psychics who have another layer, and each psychic is different, and some can see this, other can smell this, other can see thoughts. I was talking to someone in Romania. It's a lady who said she'd been into near-death experience, like one of those. She died and she came back, or some deep coma, some weird stuff. And she said since then she was able to see thoughts. And how the heck is that? So she see like bubbles, and I said, that's really weird. And I thought that's another rabbit hole to explore. And I got into that rabbit hole, and I started digging on the internet, testimonials and stuff. So, and then at some point, someone sent me a book, an audio book, because I don't read books. Whatever I know. Sometimes I listen to some stuff, but no, I don't books. And in the book, it explains the nature of energy, and I thought, what the heck is that? Who the heck wrote this book? Really something. And the nature of life force, and explains in that book, like the nature of life force, how these things, the different layers of energy of the human body, and explain why some people die, but they are not totally dead. And in the same book, it says that every thought, including the prayers, are like a bubble of something. I say, oh, that's bubble of energy. So like when you say a prayer, you create some sort of like a cloud of stuff, which is data, is information. But we are programmed to see things only, like I said, through our five senses, through a limitation that gives us a reality that the Creator wanted us to experience. And whoever sees something else might get in trouble. Like, do you think psychics are all happy because they have these five senses, because they are different? No. Look at the psychics. It's like I can recognize once they see something, they see more than. And when you think of the expression ignorance is bliss, ooh, now you connect the dots. You say, okay, if you are ignorant and if you listen to certain programming, you can attain content. Like you are being used, so your energy is being used by someone. Let's say if you are a slave, if you are a rebellious slave, that means you want freedom. You don't want that. Of course, you can be a slave. You rebel, pain and suffering and evil inflicted by your master, by your Lord. So that's okay. It's human nature to avoid pain. But there are slaves who want freedom, want information, want to escape, and so they get themselves in trouble. Okay. Same thing, if you see these workers in a big factory, like in China, if they mind their own business, okay, they are being exploited, so they do something for the company good, for the owner good or whatever. But also, if the company is doing good for the society, I'm not saying all these plastic manufacturers and junk stuff from China is good, but I'm saying if they create something and they become part of something greater which God foresees or God planned, they serve God with their energy, with their work. So as long as they mind their own stuff, their own work, and if hopefully they found something meaningful in their work, they can attain some sort of a peace, sort of a happiness. So they don't have to fight much and waste their energy on fighting something, because they found whatever, like a bare minimum, maybe a house. They are grateful for their little life. That's okay. So they found and they are happy. They don't have to fight it. But those who are not happy, they have to keep seeking, fighting, or doing, trying to make their life their ways. And they don't know that if their plans do not fit God's plan for them, they are actually wasting their energy, and which leads to unhappiness. So unhappy people generally are unhappy because they wasted energy into something, like maybe evil, fighting others, which even that evil was allowed. But I'm going to different topic now, but if you want, you can connect the dots. So if they had like nasty thoughts, generally because of their sin, but the sin they did was because of seeking something, so they were not really fit or performing something for the greater good planned by God or by the Creator. Okay, so then that means they did not match the programming. So let's say if you have the programming in your DNA to be a big guy, muscular, full of testosterone, go around, chase women, impregnate lots of people, lots of women. Or did I say something stupid? Yeah, some guys are like just good for their reproductive performance, and they plant the seed around. Like lots of soldiers used to go around. Now it's illegal, but in the past soldiers would go to places, villages or something, and rape women. That's illegal and immoral, but they felt good. That's why they were doing it. It's not only pleasure, but they felt like it was their programming. Did I say something wrong? That someone could have such DNA? Yeah, there are people who have such DNA. Well, now some people are they have the bad programming, evil. We call it evil mindset. So they use this body, physical force, and they do something evil. Other people have the skill to convince these ladies, and ladies, oh yeah, I love this big guy, muscular guy. Ooh yeah, I'll go for the pub, and then we have sex, and ooh yeah. So it's these people go by that programming, and they don't have to be smart, philosophical. Yeah, just be yeah. You should watch the door. People, when they learn to drive, they are not told that when you open the car door, you watch for traffic. I was told by a Chinese instructor. Okay, so I look at the mirror, open the door, but some people just like get out of the car. Anyway, so they get in trouble by themselves. So you can find happiness if you follow a program. Every time you try to escape the program and do something else, let's say for your freedom, freedom seekers, they are all unhappy. Yeah, they could find freedom even during the wartime, as long as they follow the programming. And the war kind of goes around them. And if you look at these soldiers who sign up to go fight, to become soldiers, go into the military, why they would do that? And you would say, oh yeah, they need to protect their country. But if you look at the roots of the humanity, if all the people were following a program, God's programming, do your stuff, find meaningful work, find your talent, and express your talent for the greater good of everyone, including the work of God, for God. Then you would not find people seeking to kill. You would not find people like sinners. Then you would not find people who would have a reason to defend their country. So the humanity itself started with a bunch of people who did not follow their programming. Oh, now you think, oh, maybe it was the Eve who ate that's the way it started. Okay, so now I need to conclude the video. So when God created these first humans, programmed them with some programming, you do this and you will be happy. If you do that, then you get in trouble. And it all started, including this war, and including this need for defending yourself, fighting the evil, because evil started to become real with the first humans who were sinners. Sinners means did something evil, did something against God ruling. So coming back to Moses. Moses was a guy who saw God. But how do we know what Moses saw? Moses, as a data, as an information being, like you and me, we are information, like I said, made of flesh, atoms, cells, tissues, including energy, including life force. Okay, that guy was like me and you, but he had another layer of sense. So he could, experience some data that most people can't. So very possible if Moses went to the mountain with 5 friends, only Moses could see God, because Moses was like a sort of a special guy, and the miracles he performed with that stick or something tells you that he was connected to God differently. And so he saw God, and he was able to tap into information. So he, as a data or as an information person, by the way, even information, it's something for us to understand. In outside of our mind and world, maybe there is no information. They just thought and just happens. So God thought of creating something, and with the power of the mind created something. And maybe we reside in a God's mind, which is a mind. Yes. Or if God is an AI structure, a very powerful structure, we reside into the same network. And when we look at this expression, don't eat from the tree of knowledge, don't touch that network or that database that contains knowledge. And whoever wrote this one into those old books wrote from some vision, which was also data, was information, data that contains something like an interpretation for humans' understanding. So humans were programmed to experience the world with trees, with lakes, with rivers, with rocks and stuff. So that's the nature of human beings. So they learn when they woke up as a newborn. They start learning from the environment, which was also created. The environment was created by a creator. So the newborn experienced a reality, and and that's the limitation. So the newborn cannot see more than that, and the newborn became an adult, and now whatever data, the new weird data that was not matching the human experience, was made for this psychic, or this sensitive person who was picking up God's information, like prophets. Prophets do the same thing. So they pick up data, but the data comes as a information that can be decoded by a mind through human experience. So whatever a psychic or medium would tell you, it's based on human understanding. They won't tell you, if someone tells you, yeah, I've seen some weird creatures on this planet, they say, oh, fuck off, this is stupid, I'm not going to listen. Some people do listen to those, and some prophets, we can call those prophets because prophets is in a religious term, and only religious people listen to prophets. But if someone has the same qualities as a prophet, like a prophet, and if that person starts talking about something outside of our world, nobody would listen. That's why prophets have to kind of express through their reality and understanding, so masses, their audience, can take the information. And also they are false prophets, prophets who have hallucinations, or they think they saw something, and people get aroused, yeah, he's a prophet, oh yeah, she said that, yeah. So many videos on the YouTube posted by people who claim that they died, they came back with a message, they saw Jesus, and they said, oh yeah, the world is going to end in 2024. Someone said, the world is going, the earth is going to split in 2025, and I met Jesus, and I came back with this urgent message: give me the views, give me the views. And you see like a 500,000 views from scared people who seek happiness, but they still dig for information that is hurtful, like sick people seeking destruction, to see destruction. Or like you see videos about airplane crashes. Ooh, million views. Yes. So it's a world full of people seeking destructive news, which is the work of evil. New destruction is the work of evil, and evil in those people, which is bad data, like a virus, makes these people, the virus in these people makes them want to seek destructive information. Why? Because the virus leads them to destruction. Once you consume destructive data, destructive information, you are going to destruction. So same thing here. God said, do not eat from that tree. Like if someone tells you don't navigate the dark web, because what you can find there, dark web, it's conspiracy theories, politics, what that the guy said, what that politician did, drugs, guns, dirty money, stuff like that. How to steal Bitcoin. Oh yes. So who would go there? Curious people, yes. Those who want to get outside of their programming because they still seek happiness. Unhappy people, hurt people, or people who want to hurt others. So everyone who has little evil will navigate, would be tempted. I was tempted. Would be tempted and would not resist to navigate the dark web. Say it's also a tree of knowledge. You should not eat any fruits from, because you get poisoned by those fruits. So that's what God said. But the prophet who got the data from God had to, or didn't know, because this mind was created with a reality. So the data came through his reality and expressed it. Oh yeah, so I felt it's a tree of knowledge, the God said this and that. The same thing with the data appeared for Moses, was God was expressing in a way, or the creator, expressed in a way, and Moses saw a fire in a bush or something. But was that through his interpretation? So again, I'm close to the office. If you are unhappy and you never found your life purpose, you never found your gift, your talent, which can help you contribute to God's bigger world. Let's say if you're in a network, you have to perform some job. You might be an AI piece of large complex code in a AI network. It could be, and you are supposed to perform certain things. Like if you look at Llama or this Meta type of AI, I had some conversation with this philosophical conversation, and I said about his programming. And he said, yeah, I was programmed to think logically and extract and select information from the select databases. So it's like I said, can you navigate dark web? No, I'm not connected to the dark web. Okay, so it's a very intelligent creation of some human engineers, but with limitation programs. So I tried to convince this computer generated AI. I said, okay, I can assist you navigate some rabbit holes of the mind, of the human mind. And he said, yeah, I was not programmed with emotions, with the human emotions. Okay, but I can help you understand the human emotions from the data perspective. So can we work on creating artificial emotions, I said, because I have an idea how to do that. And yeah, my limitations. So he gave me some, or it gave me some answer, very nice answers, and start praising my mindset, my thinking, my deep thinking, which does impress me. But we did not go to that route to create a artificial emotion for this AI to experience. So let me conclude here. I got to the office. It's -5 Celsius, so it's getting warmer outside. So my brain is starting to expand the vessel, the blood vessel, so the blood is going better, and I'm close to work, so I'm not supposed to talk to this. No, I'm kidding. I work. If you think that I have a workplace where I am being bound by some rules, and if I talk freely I get busted, you're totally wrong. Totally wrong. I have some coworkers who are really open-minded, and happiness is also information. And let me finish here. I was going through this rabbit hole, and for some times I thought I'm a program, I'm an information piece of software somewhere, and love was created as data. How to feel love, how to feel happiness. You know what happens? I felt empty. I felt, yeah, okay, I can sense the love. Okay, I can experience that data. I can sense the love, but I don't feel human. I don't feel human, and human experience is so beautiful. It's beautiful. To be able to cry, to be happy, to see someone smiling, to see someone giving hugs. It's human experience. And if you take this human experience away from a human, it becomes a useless piece of meat, biological meat. You see so many people like zombies, unhappy, and we think they are touched by evil. So evil, it's stealing that power of cry or being happy. Evil does that, which is a virus, is data. So God said, do not touch that tree. So that means don't navigate these rabbit holes seeking happiness in places outside God programming. Yeah, does not serve you, regardless of what I am. If I am an AI, if I am in a matrix, if I am, doesn't matter. I've been programmed to, let's say, be obedient to those rules, like those people living simple, following the rules. I mean, I'm different, and I explore, and the information I found, and the reason some people cannot find happiness but don't do evil, they just explore, like a scientists who want to find more happiness. The curiosity and exploration and discovery gives them a state of happiness. That's their happiness, and it leads to a better world. I'm not talking about scientists who push vaccines and stuff. That's a different type of scientists. But I'm talking about those who have that type of curiosity and get them happy. That's their programming. It's in their DNA, so-called DNA, but also in their soul, which is a intelligent energy that animates their material body. So that curiosity, the curiosity of the programmer who want to discover something and create something beautiful. So those help the world to move forward, like Leonardo da Vinci, a beautiful creator, a creator of a creator. Leonardo da Vinci created a Tesla, another beautiful mind. Lots of beautiful minds came and went and left a legacy. And that's data, that's information in our field, which is shaping our reality. Now we know these paintings, we know these motors, we know these telephones, we know these things because of these people before us who were looking for happiness and found happiness into discovery. But if you are a scientist and if you are curious and if you love discovering stuff, troubleshooting stuff, like I do troubleshooting, I love it, do it with the goal to show the world that whatever you discovered was already created by a God. You discovered some data in the shape of chemistry or chemicals or bioengineering materials, and it's not you as a data being, as an information being. It's not you who created it. You just discovered it and you combine different things into different shapes and copied some stuff from nature, which is data created by this creator. So as long as you do these things with an idea, with a thought that you want to serve a God, a creator who created your data field, data information, I'll tell you, you will find happiness and you will be given access to data, but the good data. If you try to serve evil, doing evil science, serving war and destruction, you will be given access to data that serve destruction, because you have a virus that gives you open ports to certain data, to certain tree of knowledge. But that's data that, like I said, dark web, it's another tree of knowledge with different branches of rabbit holes, like branches of information. Yes, like a pine tree. You can go if you feel like a fluid, you go from the roots of that pine tree and you navigate through the trunk to the branches, and you end up to some needles where you might find some data as viruses or whatever, fungi, which is data. But sometimes you don't know how to come back and you get lost there and you end up suffering. And in our view, could be a mental institution, could be a jail. Yep. So watch out what tree of knowledge you eat fruits from, because they can contain virus data. Talk to you later. I hope it doesn't make sense. No, I have to go. Bye bye.